I'm an Ashanti. As you know, at long last, we are here. Yep. Okay, I'm a Ghanaian, but now living in the US, New York, to be precise. I schooled in Ghana. I went to I had my secondary school education in course Konongo Dumase. Had my tertiary, that's the university in Pentecost University. Then I went to France for my master's degree. Then I'm here now. I'm here living in the US now. So basically, that's all that I can say for now. Anna.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Ebua, walk us through your experience, the application process. What should students think about when they think about France? Because, you know, a lot of people have the idea that, oh, when it comes to study abroad or studying outside Ghana, it's all about the US or Canada. But can you also throw a little bit more light on the process? How can someone nurse a dream to study in France? What are the processes involved? How does the application process take? How long does it take, so that the students can also get to know more about your experience?
All right, Nana, thank you very much. I'll say with the French application, the student's application is not that difficult and very hectic as compared to the US and the Canada one. With the French application, they have these documents that you have to get it. And with the French kind of education, they have, I would say, they have the Master 1 and the Master 2. The Master 1 is for let's say those who had 3 years education in the tertiary. That's, I would say, the polytechnics, and those who didn't complete their tertiary. And the Master 2 is the main master for the 4-year, those who completed their 4-year program, in Ghana, or like the tertiary education. So with the process, what you need to have is you have to have your certificate, that's the tertiary degree. You need to have your transcript, your passport for the application, your passport, your reference letters. The reference letter should be 2 or 3, depending on the school that you are applying and the program that you are applying for. So it depends on the school or the admission board, what they are requesting for. You have to have your WASI results too. And you also need English proficiency letter. The English proficiency letter should come from your school where you had your tertiary education. And also, one thing that's most important is your SOP, which is the statement of purpose. In France, they call it the motivational letter, which is one thing which is very important when you're applying for a master program when you are applying for a master program in France. So these are the documents that you're gonna need for the application. And what time the application starts is with the French schools, they open application around from March, like let's say February to April. By April, May, admission is closed. That's the application is closed. And June, July is when they start giving admissions. And by August, you start the visa application process in August. And by September, let's say first week in September, you have to be in school. That's how it is in France. But they have this second semester registration to which starts in November, December. But most of the programs they offer in the second semester admission are for those who are coming in France to do the French language program. Yeah, those are the ones who like apply during that time, or they open admission for those programs.
So if I get you right, they only have one season or one time to apply, which is the fall or the September admission. Apart from September admission, they don't have February or January admission period.
No, but some of the schools, they open their applications very early in the year, so you have to keep track of the applications. Yeah, of that. Yeah.
When I put in an application, how long would it take before I hear from the school? So you already talked about the documents that I need to put in an application. Yes. I gather all these documents, or the clients gather all these documents. They send it to me that, hey, Dr. Wache, we already have these documents. How long? They'll be asking me, hey, Dr. Wache, I want to know how long this process will take. How long does it take the students to go through all these processes?
Okay, what I would say is, depending on the school and the program that you want to apply for, some of the schools give instant admission. Let's say within a week, you hear from them. If there are some corrections or some documents that they are gonna need for you to modify your application or everything, they will just ask you. Some of them to, like I was saying, basically it takes like 3 months. 2 to 3 months for the application process to everything to be complete for the application process, not for the visa process, for the school application process. Yeah.
So if I get you right, some of them it can take a week, some of them it can go all the way to 2 months. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for letting us know the process. All right. So I've put in the application right now. Boom. I also want to know, do they give scholarships as soon as you apply, or as soon as when you get your document, or are there separate applications for that as well?
Okay, with the scholarship application, depending on the school, some of them, they don't give the scholarships out until you are admitted into the school. That's when they will release, or they will send you the scholarship application form for you to fill out. Yeah, that's how it is. But some of the schools too, some of the programs too comes with the scholarship application forms and everything. So when you apply for the program, then you apply the scholarship and attach it to the program that you want to do. So yeah, some of them comes with the scholarship application form.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, per your experience, you are the one who has had the opportunity to pursue a master's degree in France. You've put in the application, you've gotten accepted. Are there what are the next steps? So, in terms of the visa application, or let's say I've gotten a scholarship, I've gotten my admission. Right now, I have all my documents. What do I do?
Okay, one thing I'll say is the most important and the difficult thing when applying for school in France is the housing. That's the accommodation. And the bank statement. That's the money you have to get in your account before you can apply for the visa. With the France school application or the visa application, without the housing or accommodation contract, no visa. That's what I'll say. Automatically, you are not going to get a visa. So after you have gotten an admission, the next step you have to take is to get housing. That's the accommodation. But with France, some of the schools, when they give you admission, they send you links or housing addresses or like links to contact. But for us who are living outside Europe, is at times a bit difficult for us. This is where Dr. has to come in, because you getting accommodation outside Europe or France is very difficult, because when you don't have anyone there, it's like they don't want to even give you the contract, and you have to pay for the accommodation. They have like processes how the payment is done, and the amount that you need to pay and everything, depending on the accommodation that you want, before they will give you the contract or the certificate for us to, for you to apply
Apply.
for this. Yeah.
Okay. So how long did that process take? Let's say I've got an admission, Top Tier has been able to secure me the accommodation aspect, which tends to be the hardest part of the process. What are some of the key things that I need to do in terms of getting in? So right now I've been able to secure the student. Okay, Dr. Boache, do you have this? Do you have that? Yes, we have everything right now. You've been able to secure accommodation. But what are some of the things we need to do? Do you need to pay some money before to secure the accommodation, or how does it work?
Okay, with the accommodation, I will say yes, you need to pay some money before you can get the accommodation, or the person, the landlord or landlady, or where you got your accommodation from will give you the contract. So what you have to do is, in France, we have something we call depot de guarantee, which is security deposit. You need to deposit some money first before they give you the contract. And with the depot de guarantee, after paying the depot de guarantee, you pay 1 month rent attached to the depot de guarantee. So let's say if you are paying a rent of, let's say, 500 a month, you pay depot de guarantee, that's security deposit, 500, which is making 1,000 to the landlord or landlady before he or she gives you the contract for you to apply for the visa. So, and the money, you have to pay in full. You have to pay the money in full to them. That's how it is.
So, per your experience, how much does it? So, looking at your experience, does it take, like, okay, are you supposed to pay, let's say, give and take, 500 euros or 1,000 euros? How much do you need to pay to secure the accommodation?
It depends on the hostel that you got. It depends on the hostel, because some of the hostels, they are private, some of them they are the government. The government one for the cruise. It's called the cruise. That one is always.
Please unmute yourself. I muted everyone because Mr. Jekun, please unmute yourself. We muted everyone, so you got muted. Please, sorry.
All right, is it okay now, please?
Yes, we can hear you. And also, please, we've hit 100 people in the Zoom room, 100 people. So please, since you've already hit 100, if you get logged out and I set someone to come in, please go on our YouTube channel, which is Top Tier Study Abroad Consult. We are also live on YouTube, so you can join us on YouTube and watch. You can also ask all your questions via YouTube as well. And please, whilst our brother is talking, you can get all your questions coming in, and then we will start answering. So thank you very much. And also, we have our WhatsApp platform. If you want to join our WhatsApp platform, our sister here has put the link in the chat box. So please make sure that you join us so that you receive up-to-date information about traveling to the US, traveling to Canada, traveling to France, traveling to the UK, and all that. Thank you very much. And my brother, please continue.
All right, with the accommodation one, as I was saying, we have the cruise. The cruise is the government one, but that one is always full. So if you are outside Europe and you want to apply for the cruise, it is gonna be very difficult for you to apply. So the advice that I always give to people is you have to come in first before, when you are in the system, you can apply for the cruise, which is the government one. But they have a whole lot of private ones. The private ones, which is very easy to get, but your money has to be ready first before they give you the contract. So, Nana, is that the answer that you're looking for?
Yes, because And finally, pay your also your experience in a range. What are some of the amount that the hostels sort of have been requiring students to deposit? Is it like, let's say, for example, some request the security deposit, first man rent first, and the security deposit like 300, 500 euros, 1,000 euros. What are some of the, can you give us a range or some of the prices you've paid before? I know you've welcomed students, you've helped students to get accommodation in France. What are some of the, some of the amount? Can you quote some of the figures for us, please?
So it depends on the accommodation, as I earlier said. When you are paying for 500 a month for a rent, then the security deposit is automatically 500. So let's say times 2, 500 plus 500, that's 1,000. That's what
Okay.
you pay, yeah, before they give the contract out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And are there other cheaper options as well? Because some of the students will also like to go with cheaper options. Are there other cheaper options?
So far, I will say the cruise, that's the government one, which is the cheapest one. When I was there, I was paying for, like I was in the cruise, the government one. I was paying 161 a month.
A month.
But
161 euros.
Yeah,
okay, that is very affordable.
One thing in France is when you are a student in France, the government has a percentage that they give to students for free. Like they take 40% of your rent every month. You pay the money, but they're gonna refund like 40% to you every month. So I was paying like,
Wow.
what I was paying was like, let's say I was a peanut for every month.
So
whether
you're
you're giving a government or a private, the government, so far as you're a student, the government is going to give you that 40% free.
40% of your rent that you pay every month back to you?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
and
okay.
one thing also is one thing in France, which makes like living in France very good. I love to be in France and I will always love to be there. When you're a student, the city that I was living in, for the whole period that I stayed in France, I never bought like a ticket for transportation. The government was giving it to me for free every year.
Because you're a student or how?
Because I was a student.
Okay.
So
Okay, good.
And that is to every student?
Yeah, that's for every student. That's for every student. But the thing is, when you're a student and you are given the working permit, like you are authorized to work like 20 hours in a week. The most important thing is you shouldn't exceed the 20 hours for a week. The moment you exceed that and you declare your tax for the year, they cancel all the benefits that you have. So when you don't exceed everything and you go by the rules set or the law set for you as a student, as a foreign student, there are a whole lot of benefits that you enjoy in France, which is very good.
Mr. Jakun.
Please, we will open the floor for question and answers very soon.
Okay.
So please
Okay.
hold on. Thank you. All right, Mr. Jakun, go ahead. Please. Yeah, please go ahead.
All right. So I'm listening to the questions, like.
All right. No, the questions will come later on. We need to finish with the whole process so that the student can also understand. Have questions if they have questions after we've talked about all the points that we had. I think right now we will move on to because when I was telling some of the students how much you paid for tuition, they were like, are you sure? So today you are here. Can you walk us through some of the scholarship opportunities that are available in France? What are some of the benefits students can get?
One thing I would say is, I always advise my friends and the people around me and those who I like, those who always approach me when it comes to French education or European education, that the best place for you as a Ghanaian or someone who is coming from a developing country, the best country is France. I went to school like in France. I was there from 2017 to 2021. I did my master's. My master's that I did, it was a 1-year program that I did. I paid 251 for the whole master program, 251 euros.
Wow.
For the whole program. Yeah.
Wow. 200 and
for the whole 51 euros.
251 euros for the whole program.
Yeah. My wife came the following year. She also did hers. She paid 261 euros for the whole program. Not even up to 500 euros. So if you want the best of education, like if you want something which is cheap, I would say just concentrate on France. Very affordable, cheap. You also get the permit to work. Like living in France is very, very, like very, very affordable. That's what I can say.
Okay, so one of the questions that I've got behind the scene is work. Can you go to school and work at the same time in France? I know you just touched on it, but can you talk more about that?
Yeah, one thing about France is the visa comes with a working permit. When you are given the visa, when you arrive in France today, at first what they were doing is what the immigration was doing was when you go to France, you have to the embassy, like your home country where you are coming from, the embassy give you a document, a paper for you to submit when you get to France. Their immigration over there, that's the OFI office. They have an office called OFI office, which is in charge of foreigners. So at first, it was taking like 2 to 3 months for them to process your working permit. But now, when you get to France today, you can start work tomorrow. Because the document that they will give you, it comes with the working permit. So all that you need is to log in. They will give you a link. You log in, then you report yourself that you are in the system now. They will just issue you with a certificate, which permit, like the permit for you to work. So you can go today, then start work tomorrow. Depending all your documentations are right, because you have to do your insurance, which is the card vital. You have to request for that insurance. And before you can work, you have to get the card vital first, which takes some time, like let's say 3 weeks to let's say 1 month. Then it's available. Then you can start working with it. So you can just go to the insurance office or the social security office and report yourself. They can give you like a code or a number for you to start working with.
Okay. So, Mr. Adekum, the question that I'm getting here, are the financial preparation and international student process difficult? How about when acquiring the visa?
Okay. With the financial preparation, I would say with the bank statement. I'll touch on the bank statement. In France, as a student, you are supposed to get like 7,000 euros in your account before you can apply for a visa. The 7,000 euros has to be blocked. It has to be blocked in your account. So if you have the 7,000 euros, you just go to your bank, then you tell them to block that account, that amount of money. And the bank will issue a letter on the statement stating that the bank or the money, those money in the account has been blocked and can only be accessed when you are in France for your education. With the France bank statement, they don't care about like the inflows or the outflows of your account or something. No. You can open the account today. You just deposit the 7,000 in the account, then you just block it. Then you can use it for the visa process. So it shouldn't be less than 7,000. You should have 7,000 minimum. You can have more than, but it shouldn't be less than 7,000 euros.
7,000 euros. Okay. So it
Because
can be in any currency, either euros or dollars. It doesn't matter. As far as you have the 7,000 euros, that's all they want.
Yes.
Okay. So how long should the money be in the account, please?
For the France student application, you can just do it today. You can just open the account today, deposit the money, go to the bank, request for a blocked account with a letter from the bank, then you can submit it tomorrow. All that they want is the account you have that money in the account and it has to be blocked. They don't care about whether you open the account like 10 years ago, 30 years ago. No, all that they want is you have that money in the account and the bank has testified that you have the money in the account and the account has been blocked for educational purposes when you are in France. That's it.
Oh, okay. Okay. That is good. And also the other question that I'm getting here is that how long does the visa application process take?
One thing about the French one, I always use my experience. One thing about the French visa application is the whole process takes like 21 days, 15 to 21 days. Yeah, I was 15 to 21 days when you apply for the visa. So I was the waiting time or the waiting duration for waiting is 15 to 21 days. But for me, I always use me and my wife as an example. I did my application. I went for the interview on Monday. My visa came on Thursday.
Wow.
That's good. Same applies to my wife. But some of them, it takes a longer time, 15 days, 21 days, depending on the documents that you submitted. So what you have to do is everything has to be on point. And they have this, the French embassy in Ghana, not in Ghana alone, like in Africa, all the embassies in Africa, the French embassies in Africa. They have this office that they have set for students who are coming from Africa or outside France, which is called the Campus France. So they are in charge of those like students who are coming outside Europe. Yeah. So every document, they go through your document to check if everything is right, if you have the right documentation, and if you meet the requirements and everything before they can book the date for you for the visa interview.
Okay, so if I get you right, they need to go through all the documents and then, okay, good. Yeah. So again, someone is asking this question again. I think the person did not hear you. Frank Kondo, how long should the money be in the account?
It doesn't matter whether today or tomorrow or 1 month or all that you have to do is the money has to be in the account and the account has to be blocked. The account has to be blocked and the bank has to give you a letter stating that you have this kind of money in your account and the money in your account has been blocked for educational purposes when you are in France. So you can only access, like with the German one, I don't know whether you know, you have to transfer the money to Germany. Yeah, to account in Germany before a German bank will issue you a letter for you to go for the visa. But with the France one, you do everything where you are living, your home country. If you are in Ghana, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, that's where you do everything. So it's like they are trusting the bank to do like a good work, a diligent work. And they are trusting the bank that the documents that you submitted concerning your bank statement is yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So another question too that just came in is, are you going to go for an interview or is just you submitting your documents?
No, you go for an interview. But the thing is, I always say, I don't know. I always say, Obiani if Nana don't want me to speak, but I will say, Obiani me dinner. That's what I will say.
Okay.
Yeah, because some of us, like we were lucky enough when we went for the interview. The question that they asked, "What program are you going to do? When do you want to leave Ghana?" That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, when do you want to leave Ghana? That's it. But some of, if like the thing is, you don't need to give them like an opportunity for them to ask you questions. That's why you need to like consult before applying for a visa interview for you to be coached, because it also depends on the consular that you are going to meet. You need to also prepare yourself because you don't know what may happen. So for the interview, you will go, but you need to prepare yourself. You don't know who you are going to meet. Because some of us were very lucky. 2 questions, 3 questions, then we are done. You go your way because the documents were right. So we didn't give them any chance for them to ask us too many questions. So
Okay.
this is why Nana is here, doctor is here to help doctor. So all your documents should be right.
The questions are coming like water. So, all right. So from here, I would open the chat, but I'll ask these questions after that. I'll open the microphones to be open, or you can open your microphone. But please start lifting your hands up if you want to ask a question. Lift your hand up, and then we can ask questions. You can ask all your questions. Can you get PR after studies? Can you get permanent residence after studies?
Nana, you know this question, it always comes up. Like studying in abroad, it's not that easy for you to get a permanent residency. If you want to stay, I'll say you have to do the needful. If you want to stay in that country that you are, you always need to do the needful. So in France, I lived in France from 2017 to 2021. What I did was after completing my master's education, which was in 2018, what I did was to be in that country. Always I apply for school to renew my documents. You have to always do program like applying for school if you don't want to leave the country to renew your documents. Because if you want to be in the country, as I said, you have to do the needful. For some people come, they want to just use the easy way to get the resident permit or not. You came as a student. Just be in the system, study the system, know how the system operates before you take any action. You can't just come today, finish the program, you want a resident permit. Okay. And with France, before you can get the resident permit as a student, you have to get a program like a job, which is related to your course of study. I don't know the level of I don't know the participants or the listeners. I don't know their level of French. I don't know. But in France, you coming from an English speaking country is at times. So what I did was after the master's student, I applied for a French language course program, which I was doing over there to renew my stay over there. But
and
never
you can work.
Yeah, because you can, with that too, you can work. But never say never. You don't know. Maybe you can, after school, you can get some work over there because there are a whole lot of international companies over there who needs international students or like people coming outside France. So you don't know. You just keep applying, but always see to it that your document is intact. Because the moment like your validity, your stipend, size, it will become like very difficult for you to renew. So always try and get like something after your course of study, try and get something to renew. And with the, let me touch on this one too. With the French master program, after you completing the master program, the French government and the French Ministry of Education, they give you a whole year for you to be in that country. They give you a whole year. So they renew your papers for you, your working permit for you. The 1 year, the grace period, that's the 1 year that they give. Is for you to look for a job which is related to your course of study, because they want to keep you in the system in their country. So they give you an extra 1 year free for you to be in the country. But after that 1 year expires, you have to leave the country. But with France, one thing I love about France is they don't deport. Whether your documents are right or you are illegal, they don't deport. But don't do what you are not supposed to do, especially when it comes to something related to the government. Don't go there if you are not properly documented. But you can do anything. But when you are not properly documented, don't go there. So you can be in the system, you can fight your way through. I don't know how you're gonna get your documents, but you can fight your way through to get your documentation. But don't do what you are not supposed to do when it comes to something which is related to the government. Don't go there. That's it. So I advise that when you go there, after the program, the 1 year grace period that they give, they call it APS. When you go for the APS, after the APS, when the APS expires, you have to leave the country automatically. I didn't go for the APS because I wanted to be in the country, so I didn't go for the APS. When you go for the APS, automatically, when the APS expires and you have not gotten a job which is related to your course of study, automatically you have to leave the country. But when I didn't go for it because I wanted to be in the country because I know where I'm coming from. So what I did was, after my course of study, after the master program, I applied for the French language school. Hello?
So another person is putting. Okay, guys, please hold on. I see that people have started raising their hands. Let me ask this question and then 2 questions, and then we can go. I have like a lot of questions in the chat box. Can I, if an account is blocked, okay, after visa is granted, can I unblock the account?
Sure. If you receive your visa now, you can call your bank or you can go there now for them to unblock the account. But when the visa is not ready, don't make a mistake. Because what?
Please, can you unmute yourself? I'm muted because there was some feedback getting to us. So please unmute yourself.
All right, Nana, is it okay now?
Yeah, good, good.
All right. So the question that you asked, like when you receive the visa now, I will say now or today, you can go to your bank and tell them to unblock the account. You can unblock the account and use the money for whatever you want. But when they haven't, or when you are not called that your visa or your passport is ready for collection, don't go near your account. Because the moment that you touch the account, that's when they will call you for you to come for your passport. And I have some experiences with some people. So don't go near the account when you apply for the visa. Don't. When you are issued the visa, you can just go unblock the account and use it for whatever you want. Then that's it.
please, another question is, in a situation where I cannot speak French language, can I also apply to pursue masters in English, in France? I think the whole thing is the person wants to know if classes are offered in English or the courses are offered in French.
Yeah, that's 100%. You can, because I don't speak French. When I was going to France, I didn't have any idea about French. But the program that I did finance and economics. It was 100% taught in English, 100%. But they will give you like tutorials in French for you to do your administrative work. But that doesn't count when it comes to your studies or something. But you can do your program. They have a whole lot of programs. Now when you get in contact or when you are ready to apply for a program, Nana will tell you everything when it comes to that. They have a whole lot of schools in France who offers 100% English taught programs. So I did what I did was my program was 100% taught in English. They have a whole lot of programs, so you have no problem. Yeah, Nana.
Next question. Okay, right now, I will start with Kingsley. Elam raised his or her hand earlier on. I don't know if Elam still wants to ask a question, or if not, then we'll jump to Kingsley Brown. And then those of you are putting I have 18 questions in the chat box now. Those of you are still putting your questions in. I'll read the questions so that we get that answered. Also, those of you are putting your questions through YouTube too. You'll be reading all the messages so that our brother here can respond. So please ask your questions. Please unmute yourself. Respectfully ask your question. As soon as you're done, please mute yourself, and then we can proceed, or Mr. Yeboah can proceed with answering your questions. So please, 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 please.
Another name is Ajikum. Kweku Ajikum.
Ajikum, sorry, Mr. Ajikum, sorry. Mr. Ajikum. Then Mr. Ajikum can quickly answer your question for you. So please, Kingsley Brown, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, thank you, Doc. Some time ago, I applied for a visa to the German embassy, and then someone gave me, how do you call it, a bank statement. But later on, I realized that the bank statement was a fictitious one, and then the embassy got to realize that it was a fictitious one. So this one, I was refused the visa. But then if I want to apply to France to study over there, would that affect me? Thank you very much.
And if Nana, if I may ask Kingsley, what did he state in his refusal letter? Because some of the embassies or some of the countries, when they refuse you, when it comes to fraudulent activity, they block or ban you for some years before you can apply for a visa. So I would like to know how many years, or did they state that they have banned him?
Okay, from the refusal letter, I wasn't banned, but then it was a generic one. But then I was reported to the CID, and then they did the investigation. But I didn't know. I don't know if probably they also reported back to the German embassy that it was really a fictitious one. But then the letter they gave me from the embassy, it was generic. That I don't have sufficient amount of money to sponsor the education, and then they realized that if I go there, I wouldn't even come back. So that was, the response they gave me in the letter. Thank you.
All right, you can apply. Since they didn't state that they have banned you, you can apply. You can apply for a visa, a student one. So this is why you need to consult before you apply for a visa when it comes to students. And with the French, one thing I like about the French embassy is they have good relations with Ghanaians, and they like giving visa to Ghanaians because of like the relationship that they have with the Ghanaians. So I'll say try again with the French embassy and see if you were banned or not. That's what the only advice I can give you. But this time around, try and do things properly. Do things like let your documents and everything be legit. That's what I can say. Because with the European Union, like with the European countries, they are connected. So when one gets hold of like your activities, like let's say the fraud and everything, it cuts across. So everywhere you apply for a visa, you are going to refuse. So I'll say try again with friends and see. But in this case, let everything be genuine. That's what I can say. With the French embassy, when you have the proper documentation, there is no way they will refuse. I can say for a fact.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Questions from Zoom and YouTube will be read momentarily. Bright, please ask your question.
Good evening, Doc. Good evening, my fellow Ghanaian. I've known Kweku seems to be my old classmate back in Konongo Dumase, 2012, 2015. I happened to read science and he was in a business or an art class. I hope you remember the days of Mr. Gove, Mr. Cyprian, Mr.
Yeah.
Tilapia. Yeah, I know he's a legit guy and I can trust him on whatever he's giving us. And I want to ask this question. With the master's program, what is the minimum requirement? Most of the universities, most of the master's program, they take the HND second class upper for the master's. For yours in France, what might be the minimum cutoff point before you can get admission there? That'll be my question.
All right, thank you for your question. I was waiting for this question. Thank you. And Emianom, I'll say Emianom. The thing is, yeah. Thank you for your question, Minia. The thing is, with the French application, I won't say like you have to get the first class, second class, or nah. What you have to do, depending on the program that you are applying for, they are always much concerned about your credit hours. One, whether you get a third class or pass or something, they don't care about that. What they always check is the transcript. What's in the transcript? You had all your credit hours too. And the most important thing, one thing when I started, I said was the SOP, statement of purpose. We call it motivational letter. Because it's like that one is the one speaking for you, because you are not there to defend yourself. Why you got this fail, why you got this B, why you got this A. So your statement of purpose, which has to be like, it's a key thing that you have to like properly like structure everything in there before you do the application. So when you have a third class, first class upper, second class upper, or something, you can still go for it. But see to it that you completed all your credit hours. And one thing about France is they have like program for everybody, with those coming from the polytechnics and those who didn't complete their tertiary education, that's the degree. Those coming from the polytechnics who did their 3-year program, they can apply for Master 1. They have the Master 1 and the Master 2. The Master 2 is the main program for those who completed their 4-year program. But with the Master 1, it's like a pre-master program. So those who who are coming from the polytechnics, the teacher training, those who are coming from other kind of any tertiary education can start from the master 1, then proceed to the master 2. So it doesn't matter how like your grades or something. Always know like your credit hours and the SOP, which is the statement of purpose, has to be like very good. That's it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ajakum.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Bryce. Thanks for letting us know that you know him, and thanks for letting us also know that Mr. Ajakum is a credible person. Thank you. We truly appreciate that. So, Mr. Ajakum, someone is asking me, what is the refusal and acceptance rate after interview? Any experience?
What is the refusal? What?
And acceptance rates after the interview. So after the students been interviewed, what are the acceptance and denial rates? Muted everybody, so please unmute us.
The acceptance and the refusal rate, Nana, with the French embassy, I have a friend who is in France now. He will see, he's called Jama, he will see France embassy, the Omde Chichu. Nana. That's what I can say. Your documents has to be right. When your documents are right, 30 people can go for like interview today. They can give everybody. They will give everybody. All that you have to do is provide the right documentation. They don't have like we have a limit or blah blah blah. No, just get the proper documentation. Everything has to be on point. Just go there. Prove yourself to them that you are the one who has all those documents. You are the one responsible for those documents. Just prove to them. You have to have like that confidence to defend your certificates and what you are going to France to study. That's it. So I wouldn't say like they refuse, they too much refuse. No. It all depends on you, the applicant.
Another question that I'm also getting here is, okay, let me move to Miriam. Juliet, to say, please ask your question before I ask the follow-up question. And guys, thanks for staying on with us. We still have over 90 people here with us. And also those of you on YouTube too, please, thanks for staying with us as well. And I'm glad that you are enjoying this. I'm also very much aware that some of you send text message, their phones are going low, and also you have to log off because you have lights out at your place. So we truly appreciate each and everyone for joining. But before Juliet Toseo asks this question, someone wanted to know, how was the process of you moving from France to the US?
Wow. Okay, it's very easy, I'll say. It's very easy. Like, you always have to be smart in everything that you do. If France, I would say, if France is your destination, or if Europe is your destination, then fine. But if you have a different agenda elsewhere, then you need to fight for it. So when I go to France wasn't my destination, actually. It was a standing, I would say, a stepping stone for me to get to where I am now. So when you go there, there are a whole lot of opportunities. When you are living in France, it's different from when you are living in Ghana. Because when you are living in France, one thing the other countries know, or the embassies know, is that when you are living in France, and you have the permit, the valid permit to live there, then your documents are right. So when you apply for a visa elsewhere, it's easy to get. So what I did was, how I came here was when I was doing my master's, I had the opportunity to come to America for a conference in Michigan. that's how I got here. So the conference was like a 3-day conference. The conference was like, it was a 3 days conference in Michigan. So when I went there, when I did the application and everything, and I went to the embassy, they gave me 5 years to come to America. So this is how I got here. But if you have friends, family, something who you know in America and who are ready to help, like giving you invites and everything, when you are in France, it's easy way, because France, America is not like better than France. So when you are living in France, they see you to be like credible. You have the proper documentations to live there. So if you have a valid residency, you can, and you have a purpose of coming to America, you can apply. You can apply for a visa. Automatically, they will give you. I didn't spend like 5 minutes in the American embassy in Paris. When I went there, they just gave me the visa. But even when they gave me the visa, I didn't come. I didn't come for the conference. I stayed in France trying to get like opportunities, job. I was looking for jobs. So later I decided to like relocate to America. That was last year. So that's how it is. So living in France is very good, as far as you don't like cause problem for yourself, or you don't let your permit expire. It's a good place to live. And there are a whole lot of opportunities, of course, over there. So I would say take the advantage, take the chance.
Good job. Thanks for the thorough explanation. All right, Juliet, please unmute yourself because the questions are piling up. I have questions via Zoom, which is 31 now. And so Juliet, please go ahead.
Hello, Doc. Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Jacob,
How are
good
you?
evening. I'm good, and you?
Good. Please ask your question.
Please, Doc, my questions goes to you. I just wanted to know, I'm your applicant traveling to Sierra Leone by next 2 weeks.
Is it related to this topic? If it's not related to this topic, after we're done, you can ask me the question. So we want everything to be centered on this one. So if it's something outside,
it was about the bank statement. That's what I wanted to ask.
We can talk about this after.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, Miriam.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening, Miriam.
Yes, I'm Miriam. I'm a student here. I'm in India, but I'm from Congo.
Okay.
Yes, I'm doing business administration here, but this is my last semester. So somebody just sent me this link, so I decided to just link in and hear from people talking about scholarships and everything. So my question is this: since because I finished my high school in Congo and I came here for business for the degree which I'm finishing, I think in the next 3 months. So if I wanted to apply, should I wait for next year, or should I like wait for me to get all my papers after my degrees or something? That is my question.
Mr. Jacob, please, can you take the question?
Nana. All right. What I would say is what she has to do now is to gather all the documents. She can start with the application by start contacting some of the schools in France. So Nana, that's your job. You know what?
Yeah.
So yeah. So when she gets in contact with Miriam, get in contact with Nana. Nana has all the documents that you're gonna need for the application. She will get in contact with some schools, then start to get in talks with some schools. Some of the schools give priorities to some students. So when she gets into contact with some schools, then Nana will give you a feedback whether the school is going to accept or you have to wait. Because I know in France, they have like programs, like they give priorities to some students based on where you are coming from, one, your grades, and a whole lot of things. So I will say never say never. Just start the application, start gathering your documents, get in contact with Nana, then take it from there. Nana will take it from there for you. So talk to Nana, then let's see.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Miriam, thank you very much for also joining. I've been to India before. I've been to Bangalore. I've been to it's been a while. Not Hyderabad, but Bangalore.
Yes, that is where I am. That is where I am
Okay.
actually. I'm
Cool,
here.
cool, cool.
I'm here, and I'm in Bangalore University actually.
Wow.
Oh, nice, nice. That's a very good university.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I've been to Bangalore twice. I've been to Pune, Mumbai, Nagpur, Delhi. Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. So, yeah. So thanks for joining. And if you have any questions, Annette will also put my number in the chat box, and also if you want to join our WhatsApp platform as well. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I've already joined the WhatsApp platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. All right. Engelbert Stokes.
Okay.
Engelbert Stokes.
Yes, Nana. No, good evening, and good evening to everybody.
All right.
Good evening.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Mr. Ajekun whether about talking about the statement. Will the statement that can be in your name of the client who is you the student, or it can be in somebody's name? That's the question I wanted to ask. Thank you.
All right. What I would say is you are the one applying for the visa and you are the one going to the school. So it has to be a personal statement, a personal account. So it has to be in your name.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Next question. Kingsley Brown. Please, if you have a question, raise your hand. Kingsley Brown, we have 37 messages. We have 18 more minutes to go. Kingsley Brown, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, my question is SS leavers, can we also apply them? What are the opportunities for SS leavers? For instance, I've finished my SSS and I want to further my tertiary level. That's the first degree in France. What are the opportunities, and then the cutoff, and then the school fees to pay as well? Thank you very much.
All right. With the SS leavers, I would say France education has like opportunities for SS leavers. But the problem is, or the question I will ask is, what's your level of in French language? Your level in French language.
Okay, I did all my education right from primary up to SSS in English language. So I don't understand any of the French languages. So can I apply into a program which is purely in English over there? First degree program which is purely in English.
No, for someone coming from secondary to a tertiary with no French background, that's gonna be difficult, my brother. It's gonna be difficult for you, because even if they give you a program which is taught in English, it's gonna be a 50-50 thing, 50% in English, 50% in French. which is going to be difficult for you. So what I would advise is, if you want to be in France, study in France, then you have to go to Alliance Française. Go there, better your French, get like maybe C1 or C2 in French before you can apply for a tertiary education, because you're not going to have like 100% taught program in English. But for those who have completed the polytechnics, the university, I can confidently say 100% you're going to get an English taught program. So that's it.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, Samuel Evans, and then we come to Mr. Insia. Samuel Evans.
Yeah, hello, good evening, Doc. Good evening to everyone.
Good
Doc,
evening.
this is Evans from Ghana. Doc,
All
I
right,
have
Evans, go ahead.
questions, and I'm asking if I could call you after the session.
Okay,
What time?
call me 15 minutes after the session, you can call me.
All right, Doc. All right, Doc. Thanks very much, Doc.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, Doc. Hello.
Hello, please go ahead. All right, Mr. Insia, are you there? If not, Papa. Oh, Papa.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Yeah, good evening.
It's quite unfortunate. I joined late and I heard Mr. Jokum talking about blocked account. So I wasn't on this meeting from the start. So I would want to know, if a block account is required, what is the minimum amount, and also if bank statement could also be required. In that case, what is the minimum amount that you may need to have? Thank you.
Yeah, as I earlier said, yes, there is a blocked account. One, the statement, there has to be a statement and there has to be a letter. The letter from the bank and the statement stating the amount of money in the account, your passport number, and for the bank also stating that the account has been blocked for educational purpose when you are in France. And the minimum amount is 7,000 euros. That's 7,000 euros, which is the minimum amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, thank you. Mr. Insia, go ahead.
Okay, good evening, Doc.
Good evening, sir.
Please, I want to know if those who are having diploma from the health training institutions, the nursing schools, can also get an opportunity to do masters. In view of that, maybe they will have some, they will do some prerequisite courses before they will start the masters, but the admission will be, when they're giving the offer letter, it will be masters, but you need to do some course if there is any opportunity like that. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Insia, thanks for the question. For those coming from the nursing school, the Ministry of Education and other related like tertiary education, yes, the answer is yes. They have a program for you, but the question is, the keyword is but. You can't do a master 2 straight. You have to do a diploma. That's diploma first before you do the master 1, before you proceed to the master 2. So with the diploma, the diploma is like you are continuing your education from the tertiary where you left before you can get to the master 1, then later to the master 2. That's how it is. So they have programs that you can Nana will, like when you talk to Nana, he will advise you on those programs, which program to choose, where to go and everything, and the documents that they will require for you to apply for those programs. So I would say the answer is yes, but you can't start straight from master 1 or master 2. You have to start from the diploma, which is like a degree. Then you get to the master 1, which is the 4th year, then the master 2, which is the main one. So yes, you can apply for a school in France.
Okay. Any questions? Okay. All right. So we will take, we will take a question from, okay, I'll read one from YouTube and then we will go. But before that, please, Papa. Okay, Papa has already asked this question, so lower hand. Angie, please go ahead. Angie, please go ahead. Angie,
Hello,
please
doctor.
go
Good
ahead with your
evening,
question.
please.
Good evening.
Please, doctor, I want to call you and then ask you some personal questions. Can I do that, please?
Yes, that will be 20 minutes after the call.
Okay.
Because someone called
and
me
again, I want
15 minutes,
to.
20 minutes.
Oh, okay, 20 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. Please, again, I want to have a one-on-one interview with you with the charges as you said last time.
Okay, sure, we can talk.
Okay, thank you.
We have 9 minutes to go. 9 minutes. Edmond, please ask your question.
Okay, Doc. Thank you. I've joined from India, Chandigarh, and I want to find out. I overheard that about the blocked account, so I want to find out that the block account, if I'm being sponsored by someone, should the block account be that person's account, or it should be myself?
Yeah, it has to be your personal. It has to be your personal account. So if someone is sponsoring you, what the person has to do is the person has to open an account for you, deposit the money inside for you, deposit the money for you in your own personal details. Then the account has to be blocked. It shouldn't be in the person's account. But what the person can do is the person can attach a sponsorship letter or supporting letter to the account when the bank has already done their part, that in case of anything, when you are in France, he is the one who is going to support you financially. So the person can also do that. But with the blocked account, it has to be in your name. It has to be your personal account. And it doesn't matter how long the account is. The account can be open a day before you are going to apply for the visa or something. It shouldn't be something which is like 10 years or 5-year thing. You can open it today, then tomorrow you go for the application. So.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
All right, Philip John, please ask your question. Philip John.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I wanted to find out for the master's program, how many years can one complete his or her master program if you apply with degree? And two, when you are there, as you are saying, you can work per the 20 hours a week.
Okay, is that all? Okay, with the master program, it depends on the program that you applied for and the admission that you got. So my master program is like a 1-year program, but I have friends who did like 2 years master program. And with the working one, yes, you can work, but you shouldn't exceed the 20 hours given to you per week. If you exceed, then when when you want to live in that country, then you apply to renew your papers. Then they are gonna tell you that you exceeded the number of hours given to you as a student. So all the benefits that you're gonna enjoy as a student living in France, they're gonna cancel everything. So you obey their law. That's how it is. So you can work. You can exceed the 20 hours, but if you want to live in France, don't go there. But if you don't want to live there, you can do whatever you like, then you leave. But if you want to live there in France, then don't exceed the 20 hours. Else they won't sack you, they won't deport you, they won't do anything to you. But the benefits that you are enjoying, like the 40% that the government is supporting you with, like every month, the transportation, and for you enjoying the free transportation. The free transportation is not every state in France, it's some states, but some of the states, they give like a discount or a percentage. So that's how it is. But where I was living, I was enjoying fully 100% free transportation every year. So if you want to enjoy the benefits as a student living in France, then there are some things you need not to do. That's all that I can say.
Gabriel, please go ahead with your question. We have 4 more minutes to go with 45 questions remaining, over 45 questions. So please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. I'm Gabriel. I want to find out the qualification. If one has completed tertiary, do they have a year limit? Like, assuming somebody completed university in 2010 and they want to apply now, do they consider those kind of things, like the year limit that the person has completed school?
No, senior, anytime you can apply, anytime. You know, be able to, so anytime that you're ready, you can apply. All that you have to do is just meet the requirements. You have all the necessary documentation and everything apply. They don't have a year limit, or they don't have all that you need to do is you meet their requirement and you are applying for the right program. That's it.
As tonight in
So, what if I come with Erasmus scholarship?
Yeah. Nana, can you please come again, please?
Someone is asking if they can come to France with the Erasmus scholarship.
Yeah, they can. But first, they have to contact the international office for them to give them the requirement first, because not every school qualifies for the Erasmus. And the Erasmus, it comes with a whole lot of conditions. So they have to contact the school's international office first before, because every school has its own conditions and every state has its own also conditions when it comes to the Erasmus. So it's possible.
Okay, so from Zoom, from YouTube, is there an age limit and tuition fee? What are the tuition fee range?
With the tuition fee range, I can't say there is a range, because depending on the program that you are applying for, I don't know whether it's a range or not, but and every school has its own like set rules or the tuition fee, because we have private and public schools. So I can't say like the tuition fee has a range.
Okay, okay. All right, next question. Please, okay, no. Hold on. A lot of questions here. Let me start. Some of them we've already, some of them, does the tuition and accommodation rules apply to undergraduate programs as well?
Yeah, yes.
Please, can you help us with schools? No, with masters with good terms and conditions. If you want to know more about the schools, we are here to give you the names of the schools when we start working with you. So we will let you know.
Yes.
Please, does that mean it will be easier to get a visa for people who have a degree in French?
Yeah, sure. 100%. Yeah.
Okay. So another question is, same as the financial demands, if I'm an undergrad, would I still be required to block 7,000 euros for a 4-year undergraduate degree?
It's a requirement, so you can't dodge it. Unless you are going on a government scholarship. Yeah. Unless you are going on a government scholarship from France, because I know Ghana government gives some scholarship. That's the Get Fund scholarship from the Ghana government. Apart from that, you can't dodge that.
Okay.
It's a requirement.
Sponsor statement for undergrad not accepted?
For undergrad, yes, it's accepted.
For sponsorship statement?
Yeah, for undergrad, it's accepted.
So for backgrad, it's not accepted?
No.
Okay. Were you on scholarship, please?
No, please. I paid my everything.
Okay. All right. Please, can you, oh, this question keeps coming. Please, can you do, let's say, economics and switch to do IT related course?
It depends on the school, because you need to talk to school international's office first, because that one will come from the school. I don't get the Nana, I'm coming on. Okay. The person do the economics in Ghana and wants to do like IT
program.
If the person, he or she meets the requirement, why not? He can. The person can.
Okay. All right. Next question. Okay. Please, do you still have to write any exams when having a proficiency in English?
No, in France, no. Since you are coming from an English background country, there is no need for you to write any English background certification. No. All that you need is to get an English proficiency letter from your former school. English proficiency letter from your school, your tertiary school, that the program that you did, you were taught 100% in English. That's it. So all that you need is the English proficiency letter from your former school or the school that you are. That's it. And I think that's good. That letter comes from the registrar. When you go to the registrar's office, like your school registrar's office, they will just give you the letter. They know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good evening, sir. I'm from India. My graduate program, no, it shouldn't be graduation. My degree is for 3 years. Can I apply for Master 2 program in France? 3-year bachelor's degree.
Then the person has to apply for the Master 1, not the Master 2. The person has to go for the Master 1. So after the person is done with the Master 1, then the person can proceed to the Master 2. Because they are going to tell the person that the credit hours is not up to the Master 2 like application. So
Okay.
instead of the person using like 1 year for the program, the person will like use 2 years. So we do the Master 1 and the Master 2.
Okay, good. Thank you. Good evening, sir. I schooled in Togo and reached Form 4. I came to school here in Ghana and had a diploma in nursing. Can I have an opportunity to do degree nursing in France?
Yes, but with the nursing school, at times searching for the education is a bit kind of, so just contact Nana, just contact Doc, then see what he can do. Because there are a whole lot of programs in France for everybody. So just contact Doc, then you know what to do for you. Like he will start searching and everything for you. So.
Okay. So can third class students apply for masters in France?
I'll say yes, 100% yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think, guys, we would pause here or we'll stop here. We've gone over 5 minutes, but we truly want to say thank you to everyone who joined today. But before Mr. Jekum is left off the hook, I'll let him give his best advice to you guys. And also, I just want to reiterate that, please, if you are leaving Ghana this week, we are going to have a mock interview for all those who are going to Missouri, Texas, Minnesota, Michigan, and Ohio. These 5 states, those of you are going. Please, we are going to have mock interviews for those going to schools in these 5 states who have already purchased their ticket, and those who are leaving on Saturday. Sunday, we have to meet. Those who are leaving on Friday, I know the first batch, they are leaving on Friday, going to the US. Some of you are also going through Europe. We need to talk before you leave. So the pre-departure orientation will be coming up. Please be aware of these information. So, Mr. Jekum, the floor is yours. Any advice you have for us? Because a lot of people would like to patronize this opportunity. And also, please, before Mr. Jekum comes in, if you have any questions or concerns about studying in France, please reach out to us. There are a lot of assistance we can offer to you guys. A lot of you are a little bit concerned in terms of the block account and every information that we need to provide to make you feel comfortable. Please reach out to us and let's see how best we can be of help. Mr. Jekum, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Nana. I really appreciate this opportunity very much. What I will say is France is a good country. The living standard in France is very good. And France has a whole lot of opportunities for everyone, no matter your level of education. So what I would say is just get your documents. If you want to study in France, gather your documents, contact Doc. Knows a lot about like when it comes to applying. Don't sit down and say you can do things on your own, because I'll tell you for a fact, you're gonna start when you reach that point, you're gonna start. So just contact Doc and everything. Let him guide you where we are supposed to come in, or where Doc is supposed to come in, because I know Doc got a whole lot of contacts everywhere. Finding accommodation in Europe is not easy, especially when you live outside Europe. So just gather your documents. As I said, contact Doc. France is a very nice country. Don't try to do things on your own. Let him guide you. Then let's see what he can do for you. What I can say is France is a very good country. So apply for schools over there, start researching about France and everything. And I promise you, you're not gonna regret. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ajikum. God bless you all for, God bless you very much for taking out the opportunity to talk to us today. Very insightful. We had over 50 something questions. I'm sorry I couldn't go through all the 57 that were left. It's a lot. So we've already gone beyond 9 minutes over the stipulated time. It was an hour and 30 minutes. We've gone over that. We truly appreciate you all for joining. We had roughly combining those who were also on YouTube, we crossed over 100 and something. So thank you all for joining. And I know we are having over 100 people to just listen to Mr. Ajikum. It's something that we really pride ourselves with, and we really appreciate it. And we are not taking for granted, because you could have been anywhere today, but he chose to come here and listen to Mr. Ajikum talk about his experience in France, talk about studying in France and some of the opportunities that are there. Personally, I didn't even know that there were a lot of opportunities like this in France. We are much open. Our office will be open on Tuesday. Our office in Ghana, which is Kumasi, Accra, Takrade, our offices in Congo will also be open. Our partners in Zimbabwe would also be available to talk to you. Liberia, they'll be able to talk to you about studying in France, studying in the US, everywhere you want to study or anywhere you want to study. Just let us know. Again, Mr. Ajikum, thank you all. We truly appreciate you. And guys, let's thank Mr. Ajikum as well.
All right. Thank you, Nana, for everything. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
You can ignore it.